this if you step back, is to say there is a kind of, at some metaphysical sort of way, there's a fair question. What is the backstop compensation for in a given deal or across or in the average deal, or so, however you want to think about it? And the best way, I think, to understand this is to start with the conception of what a backstop really is, which is it's a firm commitment underwriting of a securities offering. And we have firm commitment underwriting in many markets. And so one thing to do is to look and see, in a firm commitment underwriting, essentially it's a put that the underwriter is selling to the company that's going to issue the stock. So you can think about this in like essentially Black-Scholes option pricing terms and try to actually put a framework on how much compensation would you expect ad hoc group to get given the amount of risk that they're actually taking. So the one, and basically the way I think about this is to say, if it turns out that the amount of compensation that ad hoc groups get for the amount of risk they take in this commitment, if that's a kind of risk justified amount, then it looks to me like the backstop fees and commitment is for the commitment. And on the other hand, if backstop parties get much more compensation than the risk would seem to justify in a kind of, again, kind of a Black-Scholes way, then I'd say, well, they're getting compensated for something other than their financial commitment. So this research that we've done, we looked at all of the plans confirmed since 2016 that have a rights offering. And we were able to find, unfortunately, only 19 of them could we find an actual market estimate of the value of the equity post-bankruptcy, which unfortunately is what you need because in a lot of companies they emerge private, so you can't get a mark or whatever. So what we're able to do then is to look at how much compensation backstop parties actually get, on one hand, in terms of market implied value, and then second, to look at how risky does it turn out that the backstop commitments were. How frequently do backstop parties, in fact, have to make good on the put and buy the securities for more than their actual value? What we find very briefly, I don't want to monopolize the time here, is that of the 19 cases, the equity rights were in the money in 18 times. So only once out of 19 were the backstop parties presumably forced to buy the securities at a loss. And then on the fee side, the fees, depending on how you want to think about them, are 20 to 25% of the capital to be raised are paid in fees. If you compare that to for a firm commitment underwriting in like an IPO market or a seasoned equity market, you're talking 2 to 7% depending on the deal. So 20 to 25% is quite large, and the risk seems to be, relatively low. Now, this study does not tell us anything about any one case, right? Because what you really want to know is, in any one case, what is the risk that the backstop parties are bearing? But I think it tells us something about what's going on in the aggregate.
I mean, the reality